Okay, I'm back.
Put it away. That's so
Oh
weird.
my gosh. Okay, we're gonna give it a go.
All
So
right.
I'm gonna go ahead and
Rock
start.
and roll.
Um, okay, guys. Hi, everyone at home. I believe maybe Carol is on. So, Carol, if you're there, hello. We will hopefully try to keep this live stream going for you. And I miss you, my star student. Okay, this is beginners yoga. My name is Bethany. Basically, how this class runs is we'll be breaking down some yoga principles, a few poses today. We'll review what we've done the past 2 weeks if you've been coming in or tuning in with us. And then we kind of add it all together in the very last bit of class. So one thing that we've been starting with is going through just some background on yoga and diving a little bit more into the meaning behind it, the spiritual, the mental aspect of it, which is a very important part. Usually when you come into a yoga class, you kind of just get right into it, depending on the type of class that you are attending. But I just wanted to share with you guys each week little tidbits of kind of yoga wisdom and get you thinking a little bit more about that side of yoga as well. So I'm going to introduce this again. These are called the Yoga Sutras. So it's kind of like your Bible or your handbook for living. Again, with everything in yoga, these are suggestions. They're guideposts to help you along the way through your practice. So these can mean different things to different people, but I'm going to just kind of give you my translation. We talked about the last 2 weeks, just how yoga can be more about clearing the mind, how it's not um, something that you come into and expecting you to be perfect or know all the poses right off the bat. Definitely not how it works. Even I'm still learning things that I didn't know when I started yoga. So it is this ongoing journey, this ongoing learning. So I just want to encourage you to think of it like that. And I'm going to start with a brief little story here. um, so this next part of the Yoga Sutra says, the mind's fluctuations are practice and acceptance. So we talk about calming the mind and letting our thoughts fade away and just being kind of that meditation aspect of yoga. Well, how do you do that? The sutras say practice and acceptance. So a little story. I'm going to read it to you because it's written much better than I could probably articulate. So several thousand years ago, Aesop told the story of the ant and the grasshopper. In the fable, the grasshopper is kicking back in the field, enjoying a sunny summer day, while the ant hustles to gather food for winter. The grasshopper ends up hungry, while the hard-working ant has feasts worth of food. The virtue of hard work and discipline is a common one across cultures, shared through parables, fables, and song. Like Aesop's ant, we need to put in steady, consistent effort towards our goal. At the same time, we must be comfortable with our effort. Thinking about New Year's resolutions. Um, um, it's just about being accepting of whatever results that you get in and not being attached to to the outcome. So same goes for your yoga practice. Um, you may come into this and be frustrated that a pose is hard or it's something new that you're learning. But you just have to accept that you are a new student. You are learning the basics, and you will grow and build and build and build, just like that ant kind of, took it step by step. Have us back on. Okay. All right. We're going to continue with our breath work. So coming to this comfortable seat. So we started by exhaling, letting all the air out of our lungs. And then we're going to sit up as tall as we can. We'll start by breathing in through the nose. And just take this at a slow count. Maybe you count to 4. So inhaling 4, 3, 2, 1. Open the mouth, big exhale. 3, 2, 1. Let's do 2 more like that. Inhale through the nose. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale out the mouth. 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, inhale. Big exhale. Great. So we're going to move to our Ujjayi breath. We talked last week. This is victorious breath. Kind of sounds like the ocean waves. So you're going to still breathe in through the nose here. On that exhale, you're going to make that ha sound, H-A, ha, as you breathe out. But seal your lips halfway through the exhale, continuing to make that sound. So there'll be a slight constriction in the back of the throat, and you'll be able to hear this breath. So let's try it together. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Ha. And then seal lips. Inhale through the nose. H-A, ha. One more. Inhale through the nose. H-A. Let's try that 2 more times. But this time, just keep the lips sealed. So when you breathe out through the mouth or through the nose, pretend like you're making that ha sound out the mouth. In through the nose, out through the nose. Good, in through the nose. Out the nose. Let's do one more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good, slowly open the eyes. So it's our Ujjayi breath. From here, we begin to link the breath to movement. So every pose has an inhale. Every pose has an exhale. So from here, we're going to stay seated, sit up tall. We're just going to warm up the spine. So we've been starting with this in our class, just because, again, the spine is the center of the body. It's what makes everything else kind of work together as a whole. So we're going to start by sitting up tall again. Inhale, so breathing in through the nose. We sweep the arms up to the sky, palms touch overhead. Good, and then on your exhale, we'll twist to the right. Your right hand comes behind you, left hand outside of that right thigh. So we're still sitting up tall. This back hand may or may not touch behind you, that's okay. But twist through the core. So we're not moving the hips, we're only rotating the spine through the center of the body. Good. Inhale, we come back through center, arms reach up overhead. Twist to the left on your exhale. Left hand reaches behind you. Right hand to the outer left thigh. Good. Sit up tall here. Take another inhale. Twist a little deeper. Exhale. And can we do that 2 more times? Inhale, come up through center. Exhale out the nose. Remember your breath. Twist right. Inhale up through center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale up through center. Exhale, twist right. Good. Inhale through center. Exhale, twist left. This is a good way to crack your back too. Feels really good as we move through all of the ways the spine can move. We inhale through center, arms reach overhead. Good. And then this time, leave the left hand up at the sky. Bring the right hand down towards your side. And on our inhale, we reach over towards the right side of our mat. So again, nothing is moving except this core. So now we're working on rotating the spine side to side. Inhale, reach over to the right. Stay for that exhale. Inhale, reach back up through center. Exhale, we'll lean over to the left side. So right arm reaches up over your head towards the left side of your mat. Good. Inhale, come through center. Exhale to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale up. Inhale through center. One more time each side. Exhale. Inhale center. Exhale, other side. All right, inhale, come through center. Exhale, bring the palms to touch overhead. And then bring the palms down to the center of your heart. Our last final movement exercise. We're gonna walk our hands out in front of us to a tabletop position. You may need to rearrange yourself on the mat here. I'm gonna give us some music here in studio. But as you're coming into this, your wrists are right under your shoulders. So I want you to check your alignment here. And then your knees are right under your hips. So if you have a mirror, it's really good to kind of just check yourself out here. And then our spine is flat. So we call this tabletop position because it should look like a table for your spine. You should be able to sit something flat on top of that, like a book. You can even test that out, really, if you want, when you have more time. Belly is pulled in towards the spine. And then we add what we call cat and cow movements. They look like cats and cows. So we're going to inhale, let the belly fall down, look up towards the sky. So again, nothing moves here except the spine. Your hands stay planted, your knees stay planted, your hips stay where they are. So we're not moving forward and back or anything like that right now. From here, exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin, and press away from the earth. So it should look like your scary Halloween cat here. Good. Let's move through that with the breath. Inhale, belly falls, look up. Exhale, round the spine, press away from the earth. Inhale, the belly falls, gaze upward. Exhale, round, cat pose. Last one, inhale, belly falls. Exhale, press away from the earth. Inhale, come back to that tabletop position, flat spine. And then we're gonna move into downward dog. So I'm gonna walk us through this pose again. It's something we've done each week, but really important pose because we were in it a lot in yoga. So from here, tuck the back toes under. And then you're just going to lift the hips up to the sky and straighten out the legs a little bit as you press the hips back. Press into the earth with the palms of your hands here. And then press the chest towards the thighs. Now you can keep the knees bent. That's not a problem at all. And then I'm going to talk about the hands a little bit. So you can't see, so I'm going to just actually tuck in my shirt first. Your palms, spread them wide as much as you can. So when we plant the palms into the earth, You should be pressing down through kind of right where the bottom of your hands or fingers and the top of your hand meets. So this kind of top part of your palm, rather than pressing through your wrist. So we're in this pose a lot, like I was saying, and it kind of takes a toll on our wrists. But if you press down through that top part of your hand, it's going to take the weight out of the wrist here. But so again, knees can stay bent, hips stay high. Good. And just hold here. And as we hold poses, this is where we activate the breath. So you start to breathe that Ujjayi breath again, in and out the nose. Exhale. Good. Give me one more inhale. Exhale. All right, from here, we bend the knees even more than you already were, and then press the hips back towards the heels. Inhale, lift the hips back up, straighten the legs back out. So gaze forward as you do this. Bend the knees, gaze forward. Exhale, straighten back out. One more, inhale, bend the knees, gaze forward. Exhale, straighten back out. Inhale, bend the knees, gaze forward. And this time, we'll just take little baby steps towards the top of the mat. Maybe you come up onto the finger pads a little bit to help you get there. When you arrive, just let the hands dangle. So I don't think we've really talked about this pose yet. You can bring the feet about hips width distance apart. This pose is called ragdoll. So as you're in this forward fold, bend the knees. So bending the knees, weight kind of in the glutes here so that you're protecting your lower back. And then you're just going to grab opposite elbows and let the head hang heavy. Good. Weight in the heels. You can even add a sway here. Again, this is ragdoll pose. We're still warming up. Still working on that spine. One more breath here. And then let the hands hang. Maybe sweep them side to side. Good. All right, from here, we're going to take it slow. Rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae. As slowly as you can. Shoulders up to the ears. Inhale. Shoulders down the back. Exhale. I'm going to turn to face you guys. Another pose, mountain pose. We've been learning, or Tadasana. Standing at that hips width distance apart. Weight kind of in the middle of your feet here. Standing up as tall as you can. Palms out by the side. Spreading those fingertips wide. So just like in our downward dog, we talked a little bit about this last week, is how we want to keep even the fingertips active. So every part of your body does a little bit of work in every single pose, right? So when we spread our fingertips wide, you're keeping the arms active. Good. So you're not just like sitting here slouching, sit up tall. Notice if the shoulders are coming by the ears. Let the shoulder blades fall down the back. Good. Core is in tight. One more inhale. Come back to the breath. Exhale. And then we'll walk through our sun salutations again. So we inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky. You can circle sweep the arms. You can bring the arms straight out in front of you, whatever feels good for your body. Palms connect overhead. Hands come down to the heart at prayer. Let's do that 2 more times. We'll add the breath. Inhale, sweep the arms to the sky. Palms connect. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Hands stay at prayer. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands heart center. Good, and then let's add on that forward fold. So inhale, arms reach up. This time, dive all the way down. Good. So as you dive forward, I like to keep my hands at prayer diving down. You can swan dive down, sweeping the arms back out. But notice where the weight is. You want to keep the weight a little back, and you're only hinging at the hips as much as you can. So you let the core kind of guide you down. Inhale, exhale, forward fold. Good. From here, we just lift up halfway, take an inhale, bring the palms to the shins, and create that long spine here. So just like our tabletop is how the spine should look in this pose. Exhale, bend the knees, fold forward, maybe a little deeper, and then we'll rise all the way up. Inhale, you can sweep the arms, bring them up through center, connect the palms overhead. Exhale, hands come to the heart. Inhale, sweep the arms to the sky. Exhale, fold all the way through. Inhale, find your halfway lift. Palms to shins, long spines. Exhale, forward fold. 2 more times for our sun salutation. Inhale, rise, arms reach up. Hands to heart center, exhale. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, lift up halfway, lengthen out the spine. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, sweep the arms up, palms touch. Exhale, hands heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Dive down, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. So this time, plant the hands on the mat. And we're gonna step back to a plank pose. So this is just like any other exercise class you've done, plank pose. Long line here through the spine. Reaching forward through the crown of the head and pressing back through the heels. Good. So from here, you can always drop the knees down, but make sure that spine stays long. So when I drop my knees, I'm not sending my hips back. My hips are pressing forward towards the earth. Good. Take a breath in, and then we're going to lower all the way to the belly. When you do this, I encourage you to try to keep the elbows as close to the body as you can, rather than sending the elbows outward. So on your exhale, bend the elbows, lower all the way down. Nice. Stay here, untuck the toes, leave the palms right where they are, and just peel the chest up. So use the lower back to lift your chest. This is called baby cobra. On your exhale, you release the forehead to the mat. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift the chest, baby cobra. Exhale, lower down. So you'll notice my elbows are still staying tight into my body. 1 more inhale. Lift the chest. Exhale, we release. From here, maybe tuck the toes under to help you, but we press back up to our tabletop position. You can walk the hands back if you need to. And then back to our downward dog. Tucking the toes under, hips back and high to the sky. Good. One breath here, inhale. Exhale. All right. From here, bend those knees again, hips towards the heels. And then gaze forward, tiptoe the feet towards the top of your mat. Lift up halfway, inhale. Fold, exhale. Inhale, rise. Reach the arms to the sky, palms touch overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, beautiful. That's our sun salutations. You'll see those in almost every yoga class that you go to. I don't think I've ever been to one where one wasn't done. So take a break, get some water if you need. Okay. So last week we started talking about our warrior series. So 3 main poses that you'll find, some standing poses in yoga. Warrior 1, Warrior 2, and Warrior 3. So pretty easy to remember. I'm gonna throw in the yoga language for you guys. It's important to start kind of learning this. When I teach, I try not to use a lot of it, just so it's a little bit more, I don't know what the right word is, more accepting or more welcoming than using a different language. I understand that can be difficult. But just so you can start hearing it, warrior is also called Vira. So Vira Vajrasana. That's all I'm going to tell you. And I'm not going to use it probably again, but just so you can hear. So Virabhadrasana 1, Virabhadrasana 2, and 3. We're just going to call them warriors. So Warrior 1 we talked about. I'm going to do it on my right side so you guys can see. You can follow along, you can watch, and we'll do it after. However, helps you learn a little better. Warrior 1. We're going to face towards the top of our mat. Step the right foot forward. Gently start to bend the right knee. And then you're going to turn the back foot, your left foot, at a 45-degree angle. So this back foot should be pointing towards the top left corner of your mat. And your feet don't have to be heel to arch here. You can step as wide as you need, so spreading the distance between your feet left to right in order to pull the hips forward. So the hips face forward. We talked about internal rotation of the hips and external. So external facing out, internal facing in towards the body. In our Warrior 1, your weight is in the back pinky edge of the foot. So your left pinky toes, kind of that knife edge of your foot there. And then through the top, pinky edge of the top foot. Deeply bend that right knee. And make sure your knee isn't in line with the top of your heel. So we don't want to be leaning the knee past the ankle. It can be a little back if that helps you, if you are feeling any pain in your knee or just still working on your flexibility here. But you don't go past where your ankle is. Good. So stacking knee, stacking ankle, keeping this back foot grounded down. You should feel this right here in the left So as hip flexor, it should feel like it's stretching, which is good. And then we reach the arms to the sky. Good. So keeping a tall spine, we don't want to arch here. Woo. There are variations where you will do that, but for now we'll keep the tall spine. All right, so warrior one. And then warrior two. Keep that right foot where it is. Externally rotate the hips. So turn the hips to face the left side of your mat. And then adjust your back foot, your left foot, so that it's parallel with the back edge of your mat here. Now here you do want to have the front heel aligned with the back arch. And you keep this bend in the knee. So similar pose, it's just your hips are rotated in a different direction. And then our arms come out to our sides, right in line with the shoulders. Good. So shoulders are down as you reach the arms out. Arms aren't up here. They're not down here. Again, talking about spreading the fingertips wide, you want that energy to kind of shoot out through both sides. Finding this grounding through the left foot, grounding through the right foot, and then lengthening the body. So even just envisioning that those arms are reaching out through both sides as long as they can go. Good. And then we turn our head so that the gaze is between the front middle finger. This just helps us focus. We talked last week about drishti. That just means gaze. So lots of ways you can focus in yoga. Again, the breath. So are you still breathing in and out the nose as we hold this pose? Good. When the arms start to feel tired, come to the breath. Let that be something you focus on to kind of distract you from that bit of discomfort. Good. One more inhale. Exhale. All right, let's come out of this. Straighten that right leg. And then step it in. Come back to your mountain, maybe shake it out a little bit here. And we're going to take it on the other side. I'm just checking my time. All right, so from here, face the other side of your mat, or you can still face the other way if you want. But we're going to step the left foot forward this time. Even my balance falls off kilter sometimes. Start to bend the left knee. Adjust the right foot so that it's parallel, or I'm sorry, 45-degree angle. So right toes should point towards that right top corner of your mat. Ground down through the pinky edge of the back foot. And then maybe start to bend this left knee a little deeper so that the knee stops right over the ankle. Make sure this right hip is pulling forward. I like to put my hands kind of right at my hip crease sometimes and just rotate this hip forward. Again, if you need to step wider left to right to make that happen, that's totally fine. And then inhale, arms come up towards the sky. Warrior one. 3 breaths here. But if you are alone, make sure you can hear that breath. If you're practicing with someone else today, you should be able to hear their breath. Last inhale. Exhale. Good. And then warrior two. So come out of it if you need to. And then adjust your right foot so that's parallel to the back of the mat. Bring the left heel in line with the right arch. And rebend that left leg. So our hips stay open now. And we reach our arms forward and back. Good. 3 breaths again. Find your gaze to the front middle finger. Spread the fingertips wide. Maybe squeeze the triceps, the biceps. The back arm is what tends to drop when we get tired. It's like you're flexing and you're keeping your arms spread wide here. One more inhale. Exhale. All right, inhale, straighten that right leg. Come out of it however you need to. Step back to our mountain pose, our Tadasana. Let's rinse that out with a sun salutation again. Ground down through the feet. Inhale, sweep the arms to the sky. Palms touch overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms to the sky. Exhale, dive all the way forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Rise all the way back up on your inhale, reach up. And exhale, hands come back to heart center. All right, so our next pose we're gonna add on. We're gonna add the third warrior here. So, to do this, I'm gonna have us come back down to our hands and knees, and then we'll do this standing. But I want you to feel kind of how the hips feel and start to get into a little bit of balance. We haven't really done any balancing yet in this series of classes. So come back to your tabletop. Actually, we did do this a little bit last week. Now that I think about it. So from your tabletop, stack the shoulders, stack the hips. On your inhale, send the right leg long behind you and connect the right toes to the back of the mat. From here, you're gonna float the right leg up to the sky. Keep the right foot flexed, toes pointing down. Good. All right, we're gonna stay here. And I want you to check in, maybe in the mirror or looking behind you. I'm gonna have to come out of this to do this, or to show you. But from the head down to the toes should be a straight line. So still thinking about that tabletop, thinking about putting a book right on the base of your spine. This right hip stays in line with the left. So we're not turning open, we're not sending the leg up here. Should be flat, parallel to the mat. Good. If you flex that foot, if you point the toes down, that'll help engage the back of your legs, your thighs, your quads, and help you keep that leg lifted. And then think about your core here too. So again, in yoga, everything works together. The core, the lower abdominals are helping you float that leg. I know this is a lot here, so just one more breath in. All right, exhale, bring that right knee back to tabletop. Maybe sit back on the heels for just a moment. All right. And then we got to do the other side. Turn around for you guys. Reset in your tabletop here. Bring the left leg long behind you. Connect the left toes to the back of the mat. So start here. Maybe find, your center of balance through this right knee. And then inhale, lift that left leg up. So again, toes point down. You might notice the toes have this tendency to want to point outward. If the toes are pointing outward, that likely means your hips are pointing outward too. We want the hips to point down, so we point the toes down. Kind of whatever those toes are doing is what your hip's gonna do here. Think about that long line again. Activate the core. Give me 2 full breaths. Last breath in. Good. Exhale, draw that left knee back towards the right. Let's sit back on our heels. Big breath out. Okay, however you want to get there. I'm gonna come to step towards the top of the mat. I'm gonna step my left foot forward and then my right. Okay. So for warrior 3, we're gonna start in standing here. So there's a lot of ways you can get into this. I'm gonna start us in standing, but you'll see as we flow, there's a lot of different ways you can move into it. From here, standing, let's start with the left leg. So keep the right leg down. You're gonna draw the left knee into the chest. We start to focus on balance here. If at any time you need like a chair or a wall, you can use your right hand to kind of hang on here. Lifting that left leg up. Keeping this foot flexed. So we start with the flexed foot here so that when we move the leg, it stays that way. From here, you can keep your hands at your hips, or you can bring your hands to prayer. Whatever helps you balance better, and you'll kind of see as we move into this. Inhale. Exhale. We start to send the left leg behind us and the upper body forward. So this looks just like our tabletop, except now we are on the right leg instead of on our hands and knees. Should feel really similar. Again, if you need to grab onto a wall or a chair, you can. Keep that back foot flexed, toes point down. Spine stays long. So same thing here as on our tabletop. One more breath in. All right, exhale. Bring that left foot back to meet the right. All right. Can't hear you, but I'm going to ask you how that feels. And you can tell me when you see me next. So we're going to do the other side. Find your mountain pose again. Start by finding the weight in your left foot. And then draw the right knee into the chest. Flex the foot so the right foot is parallel to the top of your mat at this point. Hands to prayer if you would like. Slowly. Again, there's no rush. If you even need to tap the back foot down to transition to this, that's also fine. But send that right leg back behind you. Chest comes forward. So if you're tapping the foot down, it might look like tapping this foot down like we did in tabletop, connecting the right toes to the back of the mat, sending the chest forward first, and then lifting this right leg. So that might be an easier transition. Either one is appropriate. Again, this is a practice. It's baby steps. There's no right or wrong. What I'm telling you with alignment is to keep your body safe. But if you're more flexible or less flexible than I am or the person next to you, that is not right or wrong either way. We just are trying to protect the body through these cues that I'm giving you. So keep that in mind. Okay, that's warrior 3. Do we want to add everything together? Okay, we are. So, thinking about how we want to start here. Let's actually start with a sun salutation. So it's a little different than we did last week. So turn to face the top of your mat. So let the breath link to the movement here. Take notice of how the breath is guiding your poses. On our inhale, sweep the arms to the sky, palms touch overhead. Exhale, hands to prayer, heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms to the sky. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Good. Inhale, we're going to rise all the way back up. Slowly, arms touch overhead. Exhale, hands come to heart center. We're going to do our warrior 3 first, so there's no rule that says you have to do them in order. Ground down through that right foot. Inhale, lift the left knee into the chest, flex the foot. On your exhale, upper body comes forward. You send the left leg behind you, either balancing or top down, and then lift the left leg, warrior 3. So hold for an inhale, hold for an exhale. One more breath in. Good. And then from here, instead of stepping that left foot forward, we're going to step the left foot back. And you're going to adjust into your warrior 1. So remembering, left foot, 45-degree angle. Bend the right knee. Hips will stay forward, so they shouldn't have moved really from our warrior 3. Inhale, reach the arms to the sky. Stay for the exhale. Inhale here. Warrior 2 on your exhale. Open up the hips. Left foot is parallel to the back of the mat. Right knee still bent. Gaze forward. Inhale. Exhale. Good. From here, inhale. We're going to sweep the left arm forward and come back to our warrior 1. Good. And then we're going to plant the hands to the earth. We're going to step back to that plank pose we did at the beginning of class. Drop the knees down. Go ahead, take a breath in. Lower all the way to the belly. Inhale, baby cobra. Lift that chest up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, press to your tabletop position. And then tuck the toes under. Downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees. Hips come towards the heels. And then baby steps towards the top of your mat. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Reach the palms overhead to touch. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, we'll take our warrior 3 on the other side. Ground down through the left foot. Balancing on the left. The right knee comes into the chest as we inhale. Flex the right foot. On your exhale, chest comes forward. Either send the right leg back or tap it back and then float the right leg up. One breath in, breath out. Last inhale. On your exhale, step the right foot back. Adjust to your warrior 1. Right foot is at a 45-degree angle. Hips are still facing forward. Bend the left knee. Inhale, arms to the sky. Stay, exhale. Inhale. Warrior 2, exhale. Back foot comes parallel to your back of your mat. Hips open, arms spread wide. Gaze through the front, left middle finger. Stay for a breath in. Breath out. From here, inhale, sweep that right arm forward. Step back to your warrior 1. Then exhale, plant the hands down toward the mat. Step back to your plank pose. Take a breath in. Drop the knees here. Lower all the way down to the belly. Inhale, peel the chest up, baby cobra. Exhale, release. All right, this time we're just gonna press up to our tabletop. And then press the hips back towards the heels. This is called child's pose. Arms stay forward. Head comes to the mat. We're just gonna take 2 breaths here. Thank yourself for your hard work today. And on your inhale, walk the hands back towards the knees. Sit back on your heels. We're gonna roll onto our hips. And then you're gonna come to lay flat on your back. So our last pose, Shavasana, also called corpse pose. You just let the body be heavy here. Turn the palms up. Everything relaxes. If it feels okay, shut the eyes. I'm gonna leave you here as we close out in meditation. But spend about 10 breaths in your Shavasana. If you're at home today, you can stay as long as you need in this pose. I'm trying to find the gratitude for moving your body, for practicing, for finding that non-attached feeling or non-attached expectation to whatever you did today or whatever your goals were. Knowing that whatever steps you took are a step forward. And if you're in Shavasana, start to wiggle the fingers and toes. Maybe inhale, take one last full body stretch, reaching those arms up overhead. And then slowly on your exhale, making your way back to a seated posture. We end here by closing the eyes back down and closing with the breath once again. If you're seated, inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky, palms touch. Exhale, hands come to heart center. And we close by saying namaste, meaning I see the light in you, you see the light in me. Namaste. All right. Thank you guys at home. Thank you, Carol, if you're on. Thanks for hanging in there. And I'll see you guys